Alright, so Suicide Squad just came out, and it's been getting a lot of negative reviews. Some people take issue with the structure, the objectification of Harley Quinn, and other issues. So far, DC hasn't had a very good start with their cinematic franchise, with a mediocre Man of Steel and an incredibly divisive Dawn of Justice. Now, while I can see where the issues with those two films are, I struggled to see why Suicide Squad was getting such bad reviews. I really enjoyed the film, a lot. I had a good time with it. It felt a lot more grounded in characters that you could actually like, and spoiler alert, sets up the Justice League in a much better way than Batman vs Superman tried to do. However, the film wasn't without its flaws. An issue I had was the fact that I didn't feel as if all the squad got equal time invested into their character. Croc and Katana got far less time than Quinn and Deadshot. I also felt like there was way too much music in the film. It goes from song to song, and I felt like I was watching a bad attempt to repeat what Guardians of the Galaxy achieved with their soundtrack. And releasing an album with songs from the film just feels like blatant merchandising. I mean, have you seen the Rick Ross video? What is this? What am I watching? What are you doing?
Headshot, oh my God, am I crazy? Drugs every corner, this is Gotham City. Killer Croc came to kidnap you to cut out your kidney. Ain't no mercy, got that purple Lamborghini lurking.
Stop. Now that leads me on to my biggest complaint, the Joker. Now usually I withhold my judgment on things until I've seen them properly, so when he was first revealed to us I was skeptical, but I remain positive. After hearing again and again about Jared Leto acting like a dick to his castmates, I quickly got very tired of hearing about how controversial this portrayal was going to be, and honestly, I was just bored by him. I hated the whole look he had. He just looked like a measly kid that was imitating the actual Joker. And he had this whole crime boss thing that I didn't really like he was a mafia guy, and I didn't feel like that gelled with what the Joker was actually about. He also just spent the whole time feeling people up. I didn't get that. My main complaint about him though was that he didn't scare me. I didn't get the feeling like this was a man unhinged, and I felt bored when he was on screen. And I can appreciate that after Legend, Leto had to put his own spin on the character, but honestly it just felt very weak and forced in. However, enough with the negatives. There are some really great performances in this film. Will Smith's Deadshot was funny, badass, and I didn't feel like I was watching Will Smith at times. He and Joel Kinnaman's Rick Flag had some great moments in their film. Their dynamic really stood out as a central relationship for it. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn was one of the most spot-on comic book movie portrayals I've seen. And she is objectified, but that's the idea, and to her that's empowering, and that's exactly how she is in the comics.
Seriously, what the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
And El Diablo was surprisingly a standout performance, as you understand his motives and can appreciate this character. The rest of the squad were just kind of there. They had some good laughs in there, but they lacked depth. And Waller was as she is in the comics, badass and unapologetically an asshole.
I see everything. I am your consequence.
Now the plot isn't exactly original, but I didn't mind that. It was nice to have a DC film that I could just sit back and enjoy. It didn't have any Snyder wank in it, and Ayer did a great job of making a film that was fun and explosive whilst managing a vast cast of characters, and seeing what the DC films can be like with different directors at the helm certainly makes me more excited for Wonder Woman and Aquaman. This film did make me excited to see what Ben Affleck does with his Batman. He features briefly in the film, capturing a few villains. This Batman to me is the best I've seen on screen if you ignore the murder. So I cannot wait to see what comes out of that project. The Flash also features momentarily in the film in a flashback, and it doesn't feel forced, and he looks great. As a whole, I'd say you don't have to see this movie, but I'd highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. The film has its flaws, but what film doesn't? I'm not going to rate it, I just wanted to talk about it without having to organise and do an hour-long podcast about it. Thanks for listening, guys.
Hey, guys.
Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun.